Welcome back to the Bourbon Rendezvous. I'm Ron, and this is our place on YouTube to meet and talk about and drink bourbon. In this episode, we're going to get into Weller Full Proof, a very highly sought after bottle. So let's give it a pour. Episode of Bourbon Rendezvous, we are going to talk Weller Full Proof. Here we go. Let's go ahead and this is a brand new bottle. I have not opened it yet. Let's peel that off. And I will tell you one thing: the cork pop. There we go. The last two Wellers, the Special Reserve and the Special the 12-year, we did not actually get a cork pop on that, so I'm excited about that. We're going to try this original wheated bourbon, as they call it. The Weller Full Proof. It's got that whole Weller line with the Special Reserve, the 12-year, the Full Proof, the CYPV, the William LaRue Weller. Can't even say that one. William LaRue Weller, let alone find it. Hey, has anybody seen it out there? Because I sure haven't. I know they produce a lot of bottles of that, but I don't see it out on the shelf ever. I've never seen it. So, but I was lucky enough to get my hands on this one. Once again, we're going to have to compare this against the hunt and what is involved in getting this with actually how this bourbon actually comes off in the glass. Let's go ahead and give it a pour. So this has a richer color, I think, than the Weller 12-year. This is the Full Proof, and this is coming in at 114 proof. So on the nose, I'm getting, that's different because you know what, I am doing this on back-to-back with the Weller 12 and the Weller Full Proof, and the Weller 12 came off very well-rounded, and if you haven't gone and looked at that video, go take a look at that one. But what this one I'm getting is a very cinnamon cake, vanilla forward on the nose. I'm really just getting that. It's weird. It's almost like a piece of vanilla cake with that glaze on top. It doesn't really add any flavor, but it adds a sweetness. And I'm smelling that sweetness. That may be the little bit of tinge of oakiness in there. It looks like it's going to have a nice finish, or at least a nice mouth feel to it. And let's at 114, I'm kind of scared because at the 90, that actually came off pretty hot. Let's take a test of this one. Okay, now we're getting somewhere. One of the things, it's coming off about the same heat as far as the Weller 12-year did, but those flavors are like, pow! And they just come out and they just suck you in the face. I'm getting that cinnamon, I'm getting that vanilla, I'm getting that oak, and I'm getting that, it's pretty well balanced, but it is just like, I don't know, it's like when you take the radio and you go from a 5 up to an 11, right? All of a sudden those flavors are really magnified. They have done themselves justice by doing this at 114 proof versus the 90 that the Weller 12-year is at. I like this one a whole lot more. I will say, if I walked in, because actually this happened to me at one point, the Weller Full Proof and the Weller 12-year. I went for the Weller 12-year initially because I thought, well, I can probably find the Weller Full Proof later. And I was lucky enough to do that. This is actually another one of my, just after birthday, I got this on a lottery where the store sold everything at MSRP, but you had to have gotten entries into the lottery, and then when your name is called, whatever's there, you can go and select. Weller Full Proof was one of the ones that was left. I was actually hoping to snag a CYPV out of that lottery, but those were gone. There were two of those, and those were gone. But I'm extremely happy with this one. If I were to walk in and see Weller 12-year and Weller Full Proof side by side, I gotta say, this is the one I'm picking up. it's just another level as far as the flavors go. As a matter of fact, if you'll bear with me and give me just a minute, I'm gonna go grab a cup and we're gonna have some side by side with the Weller 12 in this video. Okay, so this isn't obviously gonna be blind. I've got the Weller Foolproof over here and I've got the Weller 12 year over here. And we're gonna pour up a little Weller 12. Spilled it, I hate that when that happens. Oh my goodness. Okay, so let's compare side by side. Color, this one. I'm sorry, let's do that again. Color, Weller Foolproof. Nose, Weller Foolproof. Taste. Now see, that got a little bit muddled. I probably should have cleansed my palate in between. The flavors are actually, I can kind of taste them side by side now with the flavors. But this is the Weller 12 turned up about 10 notches. So when you get those flavors, they come flying out at you. I would highly recommend the Weller Foolproof. I think my review on the Weller 12 was a little bit wishy-washy on it because I felt like it was a very well balanced, but I didn't feel like it lived up to the hype. This Weller Foolproof at 114, much more exciting. I'm gonna actually take this Weller Foolproof and give it the same treatment that I did I'm gonna take this Weller Foolproof and give it the same treatment that I did with the Weller 12. I'm gonna put it on ice because that's actually the way I prefer. If I'm not just looking for notes and trying to give a review and a solid tasting, I prefer to put it on ice. And again, a little bit of ice, the ice that I use on here takes away that initial burn, and those flavors are just amazing. The cinnamon, the vanilla cake, the frosting, it's not really frosting, it's more of a glaze, like on a pound cake. That's it. Vanilla pound cake with glaze. That's what I'm getting. It is delicious. And I guess I'm over bragging this one because now everybody's gonna go, oh my gosh, gotta get that one. Guys, if you see this one out there, I recommend picking it up. I wouldn't necessarily not get this one, but if the two were side by side, this one is every day and twice on Sunday for me. Even though in Texas, you can't buy bourbon on Sunday. So anyway, this Weller Foolproof is absolutely a thumbs up for me. The hunt, the rarity, the hype, and it actually lived up to it as far as the taste goes. The flavor is actually really there. That's gonna be if you like a wheated bourbon because the flavors are very unique in this. I think that's about all I've got for Weller 12 versus Weller Foolproof. Weller Foolproof is obviously the hands down winner here. Didn't mean for this to be a head to head, but once I got into this, I thought, you know what, I ought to taste that against the Weller 12 and see that the palates are similar, but just so much stronger for the Weller Foolproof. So this is the Bourbon Ron-Dezvous, and just remember, it's not all about the bourbon in the glass, but it's also about who you're sharing the bourbon with.
My name's Mike the Cat, and I approve this message.